अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हैं आप लोग?
अल्लाह
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
का शुक्र है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
सब ठीक ठाक चल रहा है?
जी
मुस्लिम चार्ट सॉलिड है सबके और नॉन मुस्लिम चार्ट भी सॉलिड है सबके?
वो ज्यादा सॉलिड है।
अच्छा ठीक है, जबरदस्त। चलें, आपको पता है मैं थोड़ा सा आपको टेस्ट तो करूंगा ना कि किधर आप लोग स्टैंड करते हैं, इंशाल्लाह। उसके बाद फिर हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। हु कैन वॉलंटियर, लेट्स से, reciting a Muslim chart feminine for me? Feminine.
बॉयज से पूछे।
Boys can recite feminine chart. Okay.
मैं स्टार्ट करता हूँ।
जी जुनैद बताइए।
मुस्लिमातुन, मुस्लिमातन, मुस्लिमातिन, मुस्लिमात, मुस्लिमात,
Come on, is boys versus girls. Come on, Junaid.
मुस्लिमातानी,
मुस्लिमातानी,
नो चीटिंग, नो चीटिंग।
मुस्लिमातैनी,
अच्छा चलें ठीक।
और मुस्लिमात,
नहीं गलत हो गया। मुस्लिमतैनी के बाद गलत हो गया। अच्छा, I'll recite once, ठीक है। अब उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंस ये होगा कि मुस्लिम नहीं मिलेगा वर्ड, कोई नॉन मुस्लिम वर्ड मिल जाएगा, ठीक है। ठीक है, and that's for everybody. So it's muslimatun, muslimatan, muslimatin, muslimatani, muslimataini, muslimataini, muslimatun, muslimatin, muslimatin. क्लियर हो गया? ठीक है। Now the word is, मैंने एक दफा अपने दोस्त को ये वर्ड दे दिया तो मुझसे बड़ा नाराज हुआ, कहता आपको मुझे लिए मुनाफिक ही मिला था। मैंने कहा यार शुक्र करें आपको काफिर नहीं दिया। अच्छा जी, मुनाफिकुन। Now what I want is the feminine chart for munafiqun, not the masculine. Anyone?
मुनाफिकतुन, मुनाफिकतन, मुनाफिकतिन, मुनाफिकतानी, मुनाफिकतैनी, मुनाफिकतैनी, मुनाफिकातुन, मुनाफिकातिन, मुनाफिकातिन।
Perfect. अच्छा, अब now I want let's say I want the masculine chart for this one.
I can go.
जी.
If in India. Alimun, aliman, alimin, alimuna,
नहीं, गलत हो गया।
alimai,
अलेमानी,
alimani, alimaina, alimaina, alimaina.
गलत हो गया। नो भाभी, गलत हो गया।
ठीक है।
चले, let's do it in a different way. Let's do it in a different.
Can I try once more?
चले, try it.
Alimun, aliman, alimin, alimani. Still गलत है।
नहीं सही।
मैं आपको रोक दूंगा जब गलत होंगी आप।
Alimani, alimaini, alimaini, alimuna, alimina, alimina.
Perfect, very good. Don't forget जब आप dual पे पहुंचती हैं, the ending is, and for everyone it's ani ending, right? जब आप plural पे पहुंचते हैं, so that's una ending, right? In the dual case, nasab or jar, the ending is aini. In the plural case, the ending is ina, right? So that's the ending. ठीक है? So your charts need to be firm, rock solid, before I keep on throwing things on you. So we'll practice little bit if you don't mind. ठीक है? थोड़ा सा आज practice करेंगे हम लोग। चलें, I will ask you, I want singular feminine nasab form of the word kafir.
काफिरातन,
काफिरातुन,
तन नसब, काफिरातन, सिंगुलर ना, काफिरातन,
काफिराता,
तन,
काफिरतन, ठीक है। singular, feminine, nasab. Sorry, not like this, like this. Wrong था. काफिरतन. ठीक है, क्योंकि इसमें एक ता मरबूत आता है, the hijab thing. So how about you give me the same for the same word? Give me the dual masculine rafa.
Kafirani.
Kafirani. What
Good.
about the plural masculine nasab?
Kafirina.
काफिरीना. अच्छा, अब भाभी आप थोड़ा सा नहीं बताएंगी, ठीक है? यू आर गोइंग सुपर कूल, ठीक है ना? मुझे दूसरों को थोड़ा सा चेक करना है अब, ठीक है? थोड़ी देर के लिए रुक जाएं. यू हैव मेड योर मार्क, ठीक है? अच्छा जी, इसी वर्ड का मुझे चाहिए डुअल फेमिनिन जर.
काफिरातुन.
काफिरातुन.
Dual as in dual.
डुअल. जी जुनैद.
काफिरातैनी.
काफिरतैनी. Very good, very good. I want, for this same word, I want the plural jar masculine.
Kafirina.
Ji?
Kafirina.
Ina.
Kafirina. Very good. Acha, let's take the word munafiq now. क्या मुनाफिकों और काफिरों में ही फंसे हुए, हम कुछ और ले लेते हैं, ठीक है ना? Let's take shahid. Shahidun, ठीक है? Shahidun. So let's do the. I want all the duals of shahid in masculine.
Shahidan, Shahidani, Shahidaini, Shahidaini.
Great. इसको feminine भी बता दें अगर बता सकते हैं तो.
Shahidutani, Shahidatani, Shahidatani, Shahidataini, Shahidataini.
Perfect. So I want the plural, all of them, masculine and feminine.
Shahiduna. Shahidina. 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 Shahidatun. Shahidatun. Shahidatin. Shahidatin.
Very good. So singulars तो बहुत आसान होंगे, कोई भी बता सकता है?
Shahidin.
जी, and feminines?
Shahidatun, Shahidatan, Shahidatin.
शाहिदतुन, शाहिदतन, शाहिदतिन. Stretch नहीं देंगे, वरना वो शाहिदतुन and शाहिदातुन sounds similar. Right? Now that we have done this drill, so let's take a word, jahidun, similar to this. I want the full Muslim chart, masculine and feminine. एक बंदे से चाहिए मुझे ये.
ये तो हिना हम हिना भाभी को नॉमिनेट कर लें.
देख ले, उसके बाद जो वर्ड आएगा फिर वो आप लोगों के ऊपर आएगा. ठीक है, योर कॉल. ठीक है.
Okay.
Shahidun. Jahidun. Jahidun. Jahidan. Jahidin. Jahidun. Jahidin. Jahidani. Jahidaini. Jahidaini. Jahiduna. Jahidina. Jahidina. और फेमिनिन इसका जाहिदातुन. जाहिदातुन.
स्ट्रेच कम करें.
जाहिदातुन. जाहिदातुन. जाहिदातन. जाहिदातिन. जाहिदातानी. जाहिदातैनी. जाहिदातैनी. जाहिदातुन. जाहिदातिन. जाहिदातिन.
वेरी वेरी गुड, एक्सीलेंट जॉब, जबरदस्त. नेक्स्ट वर्ड हम ले लेते हैं. कौन जा रहा है, पहले डिसाइड कर लेना. Who is going? वर्ड की बेस पे क्यों डिसाइड करते हैं किस तरह?
मैं कर लेता हूँ.
I can also do it.
अच्छा ठीक है.
हुई.
मुअल्लिमुन.
मुअल्लिमुन. मुअल्लिमुन. मुअल्लिमन. मुअल्लिमिन. معلماني معلميني معلمين معلمون معلمين معلمين معلمة 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 معلمات
معلمتان.
معلمتان معلمتين معلمات معلمات.
Perfect. متعلم. Sorry, متعلم. متعلم, not متعلم. متعلم. G.
Okay. I can go ahead.
G.
متعلم متعلما متعلم متعلمان متعلمين متعلمين متعلمون متعلمين متعلمين متعلمات متعلمتان متعلمات متعلمتان متعلمتين متعلمتين متعلمات متعلمات متعلمات.
Very good. The only thing, Bobby, it is muta'alli, not
Oh, sorry.
muta'alla. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. So next one is आपको थोड़ा सा मैं टफर देता हूँ क्योंकि you're doing good.
ये हम तो एक लेवल आगे हैं, इनको मुश्किल से नहीं.
मुझे लगता है आपने मेहनत की है. खैर टफर तो इसमें कुछ भी नहीं है. Tasailan. Oh, sorry. Alif. Mutasa'ilun.
متسائل متسائلا متسائل متسائلان متسائلين متسائلين متسائلون متسائلين متسائلين متسائلات
Ilatun.
متسائلات متسائلات متسائلتان متسائلتين متسائلتين متسائلات متسائلات متسائلات.
Perfect. Very good, mashallah.
Very
Zabardast. चले, now you are at the point where I expected you to be. अभी भी आप लोगों ने थोड़ा सा firm up करना है इसको during the week. ठीक है? So it's very difficult to go back to the school days. But once you go back, you also want to stay there. So inshallah, कोशिश करें इसको firm up करें. It's a brilliant skill to have. Taking one word, producing 9. ठीक है? चलिए, last time what we did was flexibility. And we said flexibility is a capability of an ism that how easily it can show its status. Right? कितना आसानी से हमें पता चल जाता है status. And we did 2 forms of flexibility. We said there are isms who are fully flexible and there are isms which are non-flexible. Fully flexible isms. My question to you, is Muslim chart fully flexible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All isms in Muslim chart, masculine and feminine, fully flexible. Right? Are most words in Arabic fully flexible?
Yes.
Yes, most words are fully flexible. Right? We said there are 3-letter words with sukoon in the middle. What is sukoon? A jazm.
Just
Right? This was sukoon. In the middle. They are always fully flexible. That's what we said.
No.
They would always come up in a Muslim chart. They will map perfectly to Muslim chart and things like that, right? There's one more point. Is there a question?
So these are not flexible.
These are fully flexible.
No, the word with jazm is not flexible.
No. So it's jazm in the middle. So it's like lutun. This is the example we did. Right. So
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
lutun, right? It's in the middle. It's a 3-letter word और jazm बिल्कुल बीच वाले word पे होता है. ठीक? So they are fully flexible. You can say lutun, lutan and lutin. There is another category that I want to tell you today in fully flexible. Quran में चार नाम use हुए हैं. The first name is Muhammad, Hud, Saleh, Shu'aib. Because our focus is the Quran, so we'll restrict our understanding on the Quran. So these four names are the names of Arab prophets. These are Arab names. These four names are Arab names in the Quran. We know that from one of the hadiths. Okay? These four names are fully flexible. ये नाम आप लोगों के फिंगर टिप पे होने चाहिए. Muhammad, Hud, Saleh, Shu'aib. So you can see in the Quran Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin, Hudun, Hudan, Hudin, Salihun, Salihan, Salihin, Shu'aibun, Shu'aiban, Shu'aibin. They can show up like that because they will show their status fully. Okay? So these are fully flexible isms. Any other name outside of this name, these names in Quran is not fully flexible, and we'll know what that is. Okay? So it's important for you to remember these four names: Muhammad, Hud, Saleh, Shu'aib. Okay?
So in Quran, Fabri, only these four names are fully flexible.
Ji. In Quran, only these four names are fully flexible. अच्छा, कौन से हैं four names?
Muhammad,
Hud, Saleh,
Saleh,
Shu'aib. Right? Now, उसके बाद हमने किया non-flexible isms. Non-flexible are stubborn. They don't show their status. They just look the same in every status. उनकी जो tips थी that we did was they end with alif or alif maksura, like this. Musa, Isa, Dunya, Zakaria, all of those types of isms are non-flexible. We also said that there are ism mausuls, like the allazi, allazani, allazina, those types of isms are non-flexible. We do not know what they are right now. हमने नहीं पढ़े वो, but all we need to know is that when they show up, we know they are non-flexible. We also said the pointer words like haza, hazihi, zalika, ulaika, tilka, this, that type of words. They are also non-flexible. And we will inshallah see them in more detail later on. अभी हमने उनके बारे में ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ा. We just know this. ठीक है? So I will inshallah guide you when they show up. So that was non-flexible. They don't show their status. So Musa in Rafa is Musa, Musa in Nasab is Musa, Musa in Jar is Musa. Okay, so to find out what is the status, you have to look at the words around them. Okay, and that skill we will develop inshallah as we go along. Okay. Quick question yahan tak, is this clear?
I have a question. We just said that Lutun is flexible, but then we did not included them in the fully flexible names.
Ji, bilkul. That's why I categorize them in two different hints. This is one tip and this is another tip. Okay, because Lut is not an Arab name, but it is still fully flexible. So it is an exception. Okay, so and the formula around Lut is that it's a three-letter word with a sukoon in the middle. And it's not restricted on the name of a person only. So let's say you have Luth, which we just did, Lutun, but you could also have Adnun. It's a Garden of Eden, Adnun, for example. This is also a name of a place with sukoon in the middle. It's not a person. So whenever you see a word which is three letters and there is a sukoon in the middle, that is fully flexible. It can be a name, it can be a place. Ji.
But let's say you give an example of Dunya.
Ji.
This is 4 letters.
Oh, Dunya is 4 letters. Okay. That's fine.
Is there any way we can judge that sukoon is in the middle? Because I don't know, how will we see if there will be a sukoon middle में कैसे पता चलेगा?
भाभी दो तरीके हैं इसके. एक तो जज़म आपको पता होता है, जज़म लिखा हुआ होता है. जज़म इज सुकून बेसिकली. ठीक है. अब अरब उसको सुकून कहते हैं, हम पाकिस्तानी उनको जज़म कहते हैं. So if it is written, then you know it is a sukoon. If nothing is written, it's also sukoon.
Okay, fine.
जैसे ये वाला केस है.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, sanitary.
But then see tilka में mid 3 word है, middle में सुकून है, but it is non-flexible.
But it is a pointer word which is
Pointer
non-flexible.
word.
तो हमने नॉन फ्लेक्सिबल तो सेपरेट किया ना, हमने तो कहा ही नहीं उनको फुली फ्लेक्सिबल, राइट? हमने तो उनको कहा ही नहीं, हमने तो कहा ही कि वो नॉन फ्लेक्सिबल है. These are pointers. Okay? ठीक है? Just take things as they come and it will become very clear inshallah. ठीक है?
Rafa itself is flexible.
जी. Rafa कौन सा itself is flexible? Again, say it again.
Rafa. Word Rafa.
Word Rafa, yeah.
Rafa, जी, बिल्कुल. That is flexible. All right. So then we have third category in flexibility, which is na idhar ke na udhar ke. Partly flexible. ठीक है? Now, what partly flexible do? They say sometimes we are going to tell you what our status is, sometimes not. Of course, we have to make your life difficult, so we're not going to go with the flow. So sometimes we are going to tell you we're Rafa, sometimes we're not going to tell you what is our status. So how do they do this? There are two rules on partly flexible. So partly flexible isms are never heavy. What were heavy isms, if you remember? Muhammadun.
With a noon at the end, or
Is it G?
or the tanween.
G. Muhammadun. Is it heavy or light?
Heavy.
Heavy. So, and we also know it is part of the 4 names that we just did. Right? So this can never be partly flexible. It will always be fully flexible. Right? So first rule is the partly flexible isms, you will not find them in a heavy form. They will not have a tanween in that. Okay? So you will not find that. Okay? The second is they never take a kasra. Kasra is a zair. This thing, kasra. They never take a kasra. So these are 2 rules you need to remember about partly flexible isms. So when you see an ism and it is not heavy, it is light, and it doesn't take a kasra, then you're looking at a partly flexible ism. And there are a few tips I'll tell you how to identify them. और बाकी जो बच जाएंगे वो आप एक्सपीरियंस से अपने आगे उसको गेन करेंगे. ठीक है? Is that much clear? Rules clear हैं ये दो? No confusions there? ये पार्टली फ्लेक्सिबल का कॉन्सेप्ट स्टूडेंट्स को बड़ा इनफ्लेक्सिबल बना देता है क्योंकि it can go confusing sometimes. ठीक है? So stay with me inshallah. So we'll get it through together inshallah. So the first thing you need to know is all names in the Quran other than the 4 names. Which 4 names? Muhammad, Hud, Saleh, Shuaib. All names in the Quran and the names of people in the Quran other than the 4 names and other than the ones that are 3-letter words with sukoon in the middle. ये 2 टाइप के वर्ड थे. हमने कहा था वो 4 names are fully flexible. हमने कहा था 3-letter words are fully flexible. So we have to exclude them. ठीक है? Any other name of a person mentioned in the Quran is a partly flexible ism. Partly flexible. Examples. Ibrahim. Example, Maryam. Example, Yusuf. These are non-Arab names. These are names mentioned in the Quran and they do not fall in the category of those 4 names. And they are also not the words which are 3 letters and with the sukoon in the middle. Right? These types of words and names in the Quran will always be partly flexible. You will never see them heavy. You will never find Ibrahimun, Maryamun, or Yusufun. You will never find that in the Quran. You will also not find Ibrahimi or Maryami or Yusufi. They will never take a kasra. Okay, so I'll show that to you, inshallah. Okay, let's go to Quran, and let me search Ibrahim. So let's look at this. So what I'm looking at is the blue text, which is Ibrahim, and I'm trying to find if there is anywhere I can find a tanween, double accent, or a kasra. Okay, I'm just scrolling it down. Ibrahima, Ibrahima, Ibrahimu, Ibrahimu, Ibrahimi. Everywhere you will find it is as a single accent. You will not find it anywhere. Okay, let's go to random page number, whatever, 5. ठीक है ठीक है समझ आ रहा है ये चीज You will not find this word with a kasra, and you will also not find this word with a tanween. ठीक है same with Yusuf. Yusuf. Oh, Yusuf. Same with Yusuf. So you can see there are many 27 occurrences in the Quran of the word Yusuf, and none of them will be Yusufun, Yusufan, Yusufin type. They will always be single accent. So these are partly flexible isms. So अब problem कहाँ पे आता है? Problem यहाँ पे आता है कि जब मैं कहूँ आपसे कि यूसुफ, कीबोर्ड स्विचिंग, यूसुफ, मैं आपसे कहूँ यूसुफू, what is the status of Yusufu? Rafa, nasab or jar. Rafa, right? Now what would be the nasab form?
Yusufa.
Correct, Yusufa. That's the nasab form, and I have to keep it light, right? Now the problem is I don't have anything to make it jar because they don't take kasra. So what should I do? That's where partly flexibleness comes in. Okay, so they don't show you if they are jar like that. So what they do is they say, okay, we'll just copy the nasab. We'll just copy the nasab. So their nasab and jar looks exactly the same. You understand? So when you are looking at the word Yusufa, you don't know if it is nasab or jar. There is a confusion. So you have to go and look at the words around them to find what they are. Okay, that is why they are called partly flexible, because in case of Rafa they were very good, but in case of nasab or jar they create that confusion. Okay, you have seen similar examples in the Muslim chart when you said Muslimaini and Muslimaini, Muslimina and Muslimina, but we don't label them as partly flexible. Okay? We don't label those ones as partly flexible. Those ones stay fully flexible. Okay? But these ones we label partly flexible. This is the grammarian's rule. I can't do anything about it. Okay? Any questions over? Tension?
Yeah, partly flexible, but it's not at all flexing.
Yusufu से Yusuf.
Yusufu to clear है ना भाभी?
Yusuf.
If you look at Yusufu, you can tell it's Rafa, right? Because this is a U ending.
सकते हैं like रफा और नसब और jar, हम अगले फॉर्म्स उसके प्लूरल्स और वो तो नहीं कर सकते, तो ये तो फ्लेक्स नहीं हो रहा.
No, that's not the status topic. That's a topic of number. How do you say 2 Yusufs or 5 Yusufs?
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's a different topic. We're talking about status itself. Rafa nasab jar कैसे बताऊं मैं?
इसमें फादी ऐसे ना जैसे ईसा और मूसा हैं, मतलब they only have one form. That's
जी.
why they are called. These we at least have 2 forms, Yusufu and Yusufa.
जी. And not every word you would be able to fit into Muslim chart. Okay. every word will not make sense in Muslim chart. Okay, so majority of them do, but अब यूसुफ को आपने 3 यूसुफ्स कहने हैं तो अब आप यूसुफूना तो नहीं कहते. You will not find that word really. Right? So you will just say Yusuf. And we'll learn those concepts inshallah. जी.
ये जो हमने कहा था कि हैवी से लाइट जब करेंगे तो अल लग जाता है तो वो उसको लाइट कर देता है, लेकिन मतलब उसकी फॉर्मेशन में, बट इट डजंट मीन दैट इट्स अ लाइट वर्ड. सो इसमें भी कुछ है ऐसा अल वाले कोई वर्ड्स हैं जो पार्टली फ्लेक्सिबल हो, या इट्स नॉट रिलेटेड?
जी, al is usually used to make an ism definite. A car versus the car, right? So definite में बनाना होता है ना, जो names होते हैं इस तरह के, they are already definite.
They're already definite.
So you don't need to put an al on them. So usually you will not find that. कुछ जगहों पे ऐसी चीज आती है, मैं अभी आपको बताता हूँ. It's a good question. I'll come back to this. यहाँ तक clear है? So when we are saying, जी, question.
Is it just confined to name, or could it be anything else too? Because
That's where I'm going, Bhavya.
Okay.
That's where I'm going. Ji. So the rules should be clear. So they will never be heavy and they will not take a kasra. Rafa is good. Nasab and jar is confusion. That's what partly flexible does. Okay? The first example we said, every name mentioned in the Quran outside the scope of the 4 names and the 3 letter with sukoon in the middle are partly flexible. Right? Then the second category is names of places with 4 or more letters. Names of places with 4 or more letters are partly flexible. I'll give you example. Let's say Makkatu. कितने लेटर है इसमें?
3.
4. ताहा.
Yeah.
मरबूता है ना.
ता और हा अगर अलग.
3 letters.
इख्तिलाफ इन द उम्मा. कितने लेटर?
3.
3 words कौन कौन कह रहा है भाई? Junaid, you said 3. Anyone else who's for 3?
ओए
बिलाल भाई, आप तो यार सिंगल आउट हो गए. अच्छा, चले. Let me tell you, there are 4 letters in it. Okay? There are 4 letters in it. And how? I'll tell you. देखिए, actually the word was meme, kaf with a sukoon. And then another kaf with a fatha.
Oh, double kaf.
And then there is a ta.
Yeah.
Makkatu. That was the word. Arabs don't like it the way it is written. They don't like it. They smoosh it together and put a shadda on it. इसीलिए आप उसको 2 times पढ़ते हैं ना, Makkah. So this is a 4-letter word, right? And it's a name of a place. So this is never going to show up as Makkati. It will always be Makkatu, Makkata, Makkata. Always be. Okay? Just like that, you have
Yasrab.
Pakistan. They don't have a P, so they call it Pakistan, right? So there was once an Arab who went for a parking and he asked the police officer, "Can I bark here, brother?" Okay, you can bark wherever you want, no problem. I don't mind. So Pakistan is always Pakistanu, Pakistana, Pakistana, never Pakistani. Okay. So any 4-letter word, 4 or more letters with which is the name of a place will be partly flexible. ठीक है? Now एक चीज होती है इसमें जो आपने अभी al वाला सवाल किया था. So when al is attached to a partly flexible ism, ठीक है? Then it makes it fully flexible. What I mean by that is you will never find Makkati, but you might find
Pakistan.
Makkati. Like this. Okay? You might find it like that. Because the al is attached. So when the word has an al with it, then partly flexible becomes fully flexible. For example, there are other words, and this is where I'm going on a tangent because it's not in your notes. So I'm giving you a little bit more than what's in your notes. But inshallah, these documents are available to you. So there is a word in the Arabic called Akbaru. Allahu Akbar. Akbaru. आप अजान में सुनते हैं इसको. Right? So Akbar, any idea what it means?
Great.
Greater.
Greater or great? Which one?
Great.
Akbaru is Rafa, so great. Yeah.
Allahu Akbar का क्या मतलब होगा?
Allah is
Allah
great.
is great.
Allah is great or Allah is greater.
Greater, I think.
It means greater.
Yeah.
And it is a comparative.
Comparative, always comparative. Mm.
It's a comparative. When you compare things, good, good, better, and best. The comparatives and superlatives, school ke time mein padhe honge. So when you say Allahu Akbar, you are saying Allah is greater, and the wisdom behind it said no matter what you are doing right now, Allah is greater than that.
Constant.
That's the wisdom behind it.
Mm.
And there is a call to go and pray. So that's why you say Allahu Akbar. Allah is greater. So these type of ism, they follow a specific pattern. This pattern is Hamza, and I'm giving you a template word. For example, af'ala. Af'ala is a template word. It's a little advanced, but I think you should know. So whatever word follows this pattern, af'ala pattern, like akbaru, like asgharu, like ahsanu, all of these types of words are comparative words. Okay? So these words are always partly flexible. Okay? When you attach an al to them, you make akbaru al akbaru. Let's say you do this. Al akbaru. When you do this, you have changed the comparative into superlative. So it becomes fully flexible. So you can see it as al-akbaru, al-akbara, al-akbari. You can also find it like that. And it would become greatest. Okay. So the reason I told you this at this point, I normally don't, is because the question of al came in. Right? So just showing you another example, when an ism is partly flexible, and when you attach an al, it becomes fully flexible. Okay. If you find this part challenging because it's little advanced, leave it. Don't worry about it. Right now, what you need to know is these two things. Names in the Quran, other than those 4 names and 3-letter words, and the names of places which are 4 or more letters. Okay? That's what you need to know right now. Okay? So they are partly flexible isms. Any questions? Tension create हुई है कि नहीं हुई? हो गई है कि नहीं हुई?
Father, you've been successful.
Very good. Because अगर टेंशन क्रिएट नहीं हो, मुझे पढ़ाने का भी मजा नहीं आता. बिलाल भाई को एक्सपीरियंस है पहले. I don't like to teach अगर स्टूडेंट टेंशन में ना हो. मजा ही नहीं आता. ऐसा लगता है कोई आप जिंदगी में आपका कोई मकसद ही नहीं रहा.
एक नॉन रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन करूं?
जी बिल्कुल कर ले. अच्छा जवाब आता होगा तो दूंगा, वरना नहीं दूंगा. अच्छा बता.
Arab names, other than Arab names, what are the other names then? Yusuf, Maryam, non-Arab means?
These people were not Arabs. ठीक है. Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam was not really Arab. So Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam came from Iraq. Iraq was a Babylonian society. Pagans थे वो लोग. ठीक है. So there was no Arab there. He used to speak a different language as well. I think Hebrew or something. तो ये सारी अरब एंसेस्ट्री नहीं है. अरब एंसेस्ट्री स्टार्ट होती है हजरत इस्माइल के बाद, या क्लासिकल अरब में आप चले जाए तो हूद और आद और समूद की जो कौम्स थी ना, वो अरब कहलाती थी. ठीक है. तो और वो भी अरब इसलिए कहलाती थी क्योंकि they moved from the Babylonian region, the Iraqi region, into the Arabian Peninsula, and that area later was called Arab. वरना समूद और अरब अरबी नहीं बोलते थे. The first nation that started to speak Arabic was actually came from a person called Ya Arab.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Ya Arab. His name was Ya Arab, and the nation that came after it started to be called Arabs because they were from their ancestry. तो ये सारे लोग जो कुरान में मेंशन्ड हैं, दे आर नॉन अरब्स. इसमें बहुत तरह के नाम है. फिरआउन फॉर एग्जांपल इज अ नॉन अरब नेम. सो व्हेन यू सी फिरआउन, इट्स अ नेम. यू विल सी फिरआउनु, फिरआउना, फिरआउना, राइट, लाइक दैट. सो ये सारे नाम जो है नॉन अरब्स हैं. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर पार्टली फ्लेक्सिबल. डज दैट आंसर योर क्वेश्चन?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
एक ना बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग एस्पेक्ट है कुरान को. वन कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द कुरान कंप्लीटली इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द सीरा, एंड यू कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द सीरा कंप्लीटली इफ यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द कुरान. सो इट्स अ डेडलॉक सिचुएशन. ठीक है. तो बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स कुरान के विजडम में ऐसे होते हैं जो आपको सीरा से पता चलते हैं, और बहुत सारे सीरा में ऐसे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जिसके आंसर आपको कुरान में मिलते हैं. राइट. तो these things go hand in hand. जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया हिस्टोरिक कॉन्टेक्स्ट, दैट इज एक्चुअली कमिंग फ्रॉम द सीरा स्टडीज. कुरान में ऐसी चीजें ऑफ कोर्स नहीं है. आगे बढ़े. ये और टेंशन थोड़ी सी क्रिएट करूं कि अभी छोड़ दूं? चले आगे बढ़ते हैं थोड़ा सा. तो लेट्स गो इन डू सम प्रैक्टिस ऑफ दिस. जो भी मैंने अभी आपको बताया, इट्स रिटन हियर इन अ लिटिल बिट मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स वे. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन्होंने पार्टली फ्लेक्सिबल इसम्स के आपको 2 रूल्स यहाँ पे बता दिए, 2-3 रूल्स. दे कैन नेवर बी हैप्पी, नॉट हैप्पी नहीं, हैवी. सो एंड दे कैन नॉट टेक कसरा. आई एम श्योर दे आर नॉट हैप्पी एज वेल. And they have 2 forms only. Rafa is very clear. Nasab and Jar are not clear. Okay, they are confusing. Proper names of places, regardless they are Arab or not, they are always partly flexible, and they say the exception is names of places spelled with 3 letters. Okay, and this is the 3-letter word in the middle concept. If you read these notes, you will find it more difficult to understand what they're trying to say. Right? So, for example, यहाँ पे इन्होंने बात की names of places with 3 letters, और नीचे आके दोबारा बात की non-Arab names with 3 letters. Basically, they're saying the same thing here. Saying the same thing. So basically, they're saying 3-letter words with sukoon in the middle, regardless name of a person or a place. It's fully flexible. ठीक है. मक्का की एग्जाम्पल, मक्का तू, मक्का था. किसी नॉन अरब प्लेस की एग्जाम्पल, पाकिस्तानु, पाकिस्ताना, and a 3-letter word with a sukoon in the middle is fully flexible. ठीक है. 4 names that we just talked about, Muhammad, Saleh, Hud and Shoaib, they are always fully flexible. सारी एग्जाम्पल्स यहाँ है. इब्राहिम की एग्जाम्पल मौजूद है. Nuh, although it's not an Arab name, but it's a 3-letter name with sukoon in the middle. Okay? That's why it's fully flexible. Okay? So let's do some exercise here. What we want to find out is which ones are fully flexible and which ones non-flexible, which ones partly flexible. Okay, that's what we are going to do. So you can fight between yourselves to pick up what when I ask.
Number
Musa, who's doing Musa? Fight for it.
Non-flexible. Not flexible.
Good. Bobby, you're smart. You took the Musa. That's good. Okay, non-flexible. How about number 15?
Flexible.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible. Fully flexible. Very good. How about number 11?
Yeah, it is
Fully
flexible.
flexible.
Fully flexible. Number 28.
Oh,
No.
that's what we did.
Partly flexible.
Partly flexible.
Partly flexible. Let's say number 12. This is a pointer word, means this.
That's non-flexible.
Non-flexible.
Non-flexible. Very good. What about number 4?
Yeah.
Non.
It's non-flexible.
Non-flexible.
Non-flexible. What about number 2?
Jannah.
Fully.
Yeah,
Fully
this
flexible.
Fully flexible.
Fully
Jannah.
flexible. Now, it might come to your mind that Jannah is a place,
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking.
right? That might come to your mind. But remember, the rule is proper names of places. Okay? Sorry, proper names. Jannah in Arabic means garden. Al-Jannah is the heaven. Okay? So when you have al, it automatically becomes fully flexible. If it is Jannah, it is not proper name, it is a general name, garden. Okay? So that's why it's fully flexible. Okay? What about Dallas? Dallas is a city in US, Dallas, that we know of.
It's
Not a
partly.
proper name.
Partly flexible. Very, very good. Very, very good. Number 27, Ar-Ruj'a.
Al makes it fully
Fully
flexible.
Fully flexible.
Hmm.
No.
Think again. Phas gaye. And
Yeah,
now I can sleep better because
Oh,
at least one mistake you guys have done.
Him
It's
makes
flexible.
it fully flexible.
It
It's
cannot be
flexible.
fully. We won't show the status, right? So it's a non-flexible ism. Very, very good. Very good. Okay. Number 29.
Lahab is a name, 3 letters.
No.
Lahab means flame.
No.
That is fine.
Flame.
Abu
Yeah.
Lahab, he was Abu
Abu
Lahab.
Lahab was his title.
Yeah, sorry.
Father of flame.
Okay.
Fully
Fully
flexible.
flexible.
Fully flexible. Fully flexible. Okay. Ahad.
Fully.
Flexible.
Fully flexible. Fir'aun.
Yeah. Fully.
Partly.
Partly flexible.
More
Partly.
than that.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Very good. Adam.
What about number 24? If the
24.
Is it?
Ibtigha. चलें करते हैं. बताइए.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible.
I think it's not flexible.
What makes you think, Bilal, that it's non-flexible?
Because of the Hamza.
That's not
So we said non-flexible end with alif or alif maksura. We never said hamza. So it is fully flexible. You can have ibtigha'un, ibtigha'an, ibtigha'in. That's all fine.
Only, okay, alif or alif maksura. Okay.
Ji. Number 14.
Adama.
3 letters.
It's partly flexible. 3.
Partly flexible.
Yes.
Very good. And why is it not fully flexible? We talked about 3-letter words.
But not
It's not sukoon in the middle. Right? It is a 3-letter word, which is not sukoon in the middle. Okay. It'am.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible. Yatim.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible. Nar.
Fully flexible.
You are good, all of you. Rasul.
Only
Flexible.
Rasul. Fully flexible.
Fully flexible, okay. What about Luth?
Yeah, that's fully flexible.
Flexible. Muhammad.
Fully
flexible. It's Arabic name.
Arab name.
Muhammad. Very good. Safinatu.
Fully
Fully
flexible.
Fully flexible. Sahib.
Same.
Fully
Fully flexible. Rahma.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible. Sultan.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible. Very good. कौन सा रह गया? दो रह गया ना. Rab.
वो नहीं वो
Same, fully flexible.
Fully flexible. Alak.
Same.
fully flexible.
Fully flexible.
Fully flexible. And Yusuf.
नाम नहीं है ना but
That
word
is partly.
Partly
Partly flexible. MashaAllah. Zabardast. Wonderful. MashaAllah. Amazing job. So fully flexible. You are fully flexible with flexibility. That's the good thing. इंशाल्लाह. ठीक है. क्लियर है? कोई बहुत चैलेंजिंग तो नहीं लगा अभी ये वाला टॉपिक? Was it confusing? Okay. Any feedback?
तो फिर like
Bit confusing, but
confusing तो है थोड़ा.
Can we see any examples where these words are used as, like for example, Yusuf has been used in a nasab form and jar and
I can bring up examples, भाभी, but अभी आपको पता नहीं चलेगा वो जर कैसे है.
ठीक है sir.
Right? Because for that you have to see words around it.
Okay sir. Same.
ठीक है. Simplest thing I can do for you is come here and I can.
मतलब मुझे सिर्फ मैं I just wanted to grasp a concept कि
जी
वो
जी
कैसे यूज हो रहा है कि doer में भी है फिर detail of a act में भी है और
जी
I
जी
don't know maybe I'm able to explain it or not.
जी जी. अब ये वाले नंबर 14 और नंबर 15 जो आप देख रही है ना यहाँ आयास, इन दोनों केसेस में यूसुफ इज जर. इन दोनों केसेस में यूसुफ इज जर, बट यू कैन नॉट टेल व्हाई राइट नाउ.
सही.
क्योंकि जो इनके पहले वाले वर्ड्स है ना, यूसुफ से पहले अला जो है, दैट इज मेकिंग यूसुफ जर. हम इसको पढ़ेंगे आगे जाके. बिलाल भाई, यू माइट बी एबल टू पिक इट अप. आई थिंक हमने पहले किया था.
might.
ठीक है. Then इख्वतु यूसुफा इज आल्सो जर बिकॉज ऑफ इख्वतु. ये हमने आगे पढ़ना है. जब हम इसम को खत्म कर लेंगे, we'll go in the study of fragments, how two words come together and impact each other. उसमें आपको ये चीज समझ आएगी. ठीक है. और डूअर, अब यहाँ पे डूअर है. डूअर का कॉन्सेप्ट उस वक्त यूज होता है जब फेल्स एक्चुअली कम इन एंड प्ले देयर रोल. यू आर डूअर ऑफ सम एक्शन. ठीक है. सो फेल्स की स्टडी उसमें इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. सो देयर इज लिटिल बिट टाइम until I can start to bring up these examples inshallah. ठीक है. So we have 7 minutes. I don't want to rush you on a new topic in this one. So हमने इस पॉइंट पे जाके इसम का स्टेटस की स्टडी को कंक्लूड किया है. ठीक है. So we studied the status of an ism. We looked at the forms of status. Then we looked at how to tell the status with ending combination, ending sound. Then we looked at light versus heavy. And then we looked at flexibility.
इसमें हम एक क्वेश्चन कर लें लास्ट टाइम का.
जी जी बिल्कुल कीजिए.
So light versus heavy में जब हमने किया था, al doesn't like tanween,
जी
but an ism with al isn't considered light.
जी.
जब ये हम वर्ड पढ़ेंगे जैसे अब अल बनूना है, तो हम इसको स्ट्रेट अवे कैटेगराइज्ड करेंगे हैवी.
अल बनूना, देखिए हमने कहा था कि जब अल अटैच हो जाता है ना, तो लाइट वर्सेस हैवी का कॉन्सेप्ट इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल टू द इसम एनीमोर.
बस खत्म हो जाता है.
बस हाँ, बिकॉज लाइट वर्सेस हैवी का कॉन्सेप्ट उन इसम्स पे आता है जिसपे से आपको या तो तनवीन को खत्म करना हो, ठीक है, या नून को रिमूव करना हो. अगर अल बनूना आप पढ़ रही हैं तो दिट्स जस्ट अ नॉर्मल प्रॉपर इसम. ठीक है. उसमें लाइट और हैवी की डिस्कशन नहीं होती. व्हेनेवर यू हैव अल, यू जस्ट डोंट कंसीडर इसम लाइट और हैवी.
ये इसमें था ना कि आप इनको मार करें एक्सरसाइज की लाइट है.
जी जी बिल्कुल.
तो क्या लिखेंगे?
not applicable.
नॉट एप्लीकेबल.
लेट्स गो देयर. लेट्स गो देयर.
हमने सारे अल को फिर हैवी कर दिया कि हमें लगा कि
ठीक है. एंड दैट्स फाइन बिकॉज एज फार एज यू आर नॉट सेइंग इट्स लाइट, व्हिच इज नॉट करेक्ट. लाइट नहीं होगा. लाइट तो आप कभी भी नहीं कहेंगे. लेकिन अब अगर आप इसको मार्क करते हैं ना, देखिए जैसे यहाँ पे सेंटेंस लिखा हुआ है, al does not like tanween but ism with al is not considered light.
Yeah.
So anywhere you are finding an ism with al, you can say it's heavy, but generally when you will go and apply it in the Quran, they are not considered heavy or light. this ism is just a proper ism and a normal form. आप क्योंकि हम कहते हैं नॉर्मल इसम हैवी होता है, आप यू कैन मार्क इट हैवी और यू कैन मार्क इट नॉन एप्लीकेबल, जैसे हमने लास्ट टाइम भी 19 को किया था, इफ यू रिमेंबर, राइट. सो यू कैन मार्क इट हैवी, दैट्स फाइन, इसमें कोई इशू नहीं है. ठीक है. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? ये एक्सरसाइज हो गई थी कंप्लीट? दोनों पार्टीज की हो गई थी? बिलाल भाई आपकी तरफ भी हो गई थी?
कर ली. ठीक है.
चलें, इंशाल्लाह हमने ये कंक्लूड कर लिया है. नेक्स्ट क्लास के अंदर आप लोग प्लीज कंटिन्यू टू वर्क ऑन योर मुस्लिम चार्ट्स, फर्म इट अप. नेक्स्ट क्लास में वी विल स्टार्ट द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ नंबर. सो आपने नंबर को काफी ऑलरेडी मुस्लिम चार्ट में कर लिया हुआ है. सो व्हेन यू से सिंगुलर, पेयर एंड प्लूरल, you already know number to some extent in the Muslim chart, but there are few new concepts that we still need to cover in the number. Status is by far the biggest property to cover. Once you are done with status and you're comfortable with it, other ones are pretty swift and simpler. ठीक है. तो इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट क्लास में आपको नंबर करवाएंगे and we will get close to where we want to इंशाल्लाह. ठीक है. Any question?
होमवर्क में मुस्लिम चार्ट पे फोकस करें और ये जो आज पढ़े रूल्स इनको देखें. ये
जी, जस्ट रीड थ्रू द एंटायर नोट्स ऑल द वे टू फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. मुस्लिम चार्ट को फर्म अप कर लें. ठीक है. देयर इज अ मुस्लिम चार्ट, देयर इज अ थर्ड मुस्लिम चार्ट ऑन योर नोट्स. लीव दैट वन नाउ. मैस्कुलिन और फेमिनिन के ऊपर सिर्फ फोकस कीजिएगा. ठीक है. कोई क्वेश्चन हो, आई एम अवेलेबल ऑन व्हाट्सएप, पिंग मी इंशाल्लाह. ठीक है. चले.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.